Irina V. Dryagina is an example of a person with diametrically opposite favorite occupations. She passionately adored the sky and wanted to be a pilot. But all her life she also dreamed of breeding new varieties of plants and becoming a biologist. She gave her passions almost all the time, and the world remembered her as a phenomenal pilot and breeder who brought out more than a dozen new varieties of flowers. Youth. Dryagina was born in Saratov. Her father Victor was a skipper, and his mother helped him. They worked on the barge, went on the Volga. The girl was often taken with them, and all her time she observed nature. Later, Irina recalled that all her free time during the barge stops she was near nature. She carefully studied every seed, watched how fruit grows on trees, and how everything is organized. In 1939, Dryagina entered the Agricultural Institute. The girl liked the sky very much, so she spent her free time in the Aero Club. There she jumped with a parachute and learned to fly airplanes. 105 combat sorties. The Germans nicknamed Irina Dryagina's air regiment Night Witches. The pilot had 8 crews in her command, and they flew quiet and low-profile U-2 airplanes. In the USSR, there was a shortage of metal, so the flying machine was made of wood and cotton fabric. The planes made raids mostly at night. Radar did not notice them. The crews dropped bombs on German military and infrastructure and almost always returned to base unnoticed. But all operations did not always end in success. Dryagina later recalled in her books that it was very difficult to come to terms with the deaths of familiar female pilots. At that time, due to the peculiarities of the design, parachutes were not issued to the girls, and they died right in the blazing airplanes. In total, Dryagina made 105 sorties. The pilot was awarded the Order of the Red Banner for successful operations in the area of Novorossiysk and other cities in the Caucasus. Irina took part in the liberation of Romania and Czechoslovakia. She even managed to get to Berlin engulfed in flames, and there with a coal on the Reichstag to write Dryagina from Saratov. The pilot after the war told how she miraculously managed to survive during one of the night raids. After dropping bombs, they were returning, but the plane was lurching badly. Her partner, Galia Dokutovich, saw that one of the shells was still hanging on the wing. It was decided to land in a field near the airfield so that it would not be damaged if the plane exploded. But everything ended well. The bomb did not detonate. With a personal life at Dryagina, did not add up. Guys she was almost not interested in, while her battle friends married en masse. After the war, she met a military pilot, but he went to another. Irina concentrated on her studies, but still got married. She had a son. The marriage was unsuccessful, and the couple quickly divorced. But fate gave the pilot a second chance. She met with her old frontline acquaintance Lev Lobatyev. They decided to get together and live together for the rest of their lives. Talented breeder. After the end of the Great Patriotic War, Irina Dryagina decides to devote her life to her second favorite business. She begins to work in Sochi at the station of subtropical crops. Dryagina enters postgraduate studies at Moscow State University, successfully defends her thesis in the field of biological sciences. In 1972, she becomes a doctor of agricultural sciences. The war hero all this time is engaged in breeding and constantly brings out new varieties of garden iris. Thanks to her hard work and complete dedication, Dryagina becomes the main breeder in the FNDC. Irina does not forget about the war, her battle buddies, and all those who died at the front and selflessly gave themselves to the motherland. Many bred varieties of irises, gladiolus, and daisies she names in honor of the fallen in the war. New plants are named Eugenia Rudneva, Marina Raskova, Flight to the Sun. Together with colleagues during her career, she breeds more than 45 varieties of iris, gladiolus. The most famous is Smile of Gagarin, Monartis, and Nasturtiums, several fruit trees. Her work is highly appreciated outside the USSR as well. At exhibitions in the Netherlands, her variety receives a gold medal. Later in Japan, new plants are also recognized as the best. During her life, Dryagina wrote 14 scientific papers on genetics. Almost 200 scientific articles were published. In addition, the pilot publishes books in which she recalls her combat path. Irina Viktorovna passed away in 2017. In her honor, 2 alleys of irises were planted, to which the breeder devoted most of her life. Lyudmila Khan, a graduate student of the pilot, decided to breed a separate variety of iris after her death and named it Irina Dryagina. She said that her mentor was a very sensitive and responsive person, so the woman decided to honor the memory of the heroic pilot and phenomenal biologist.